Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to the next Why I Love Wakfu series video. It's been quite a while. We put up the last one on December 6th, so it's been over a month now. But I decided I'm going to be making this a monthly thing. So every month there will be a new video. And once again, it will be 6 parts total. 6 parts. So yeah, it's basically going to be over the course of 6 months total, starting last month, December. So this is probably going to be one of the shorter ones of this, but today's topic, as you can tell, is the world of Wakfu. So this is going to talk mostly about how it is in the movie, or not in the movie, in the series of Wakfu. I'm not going to be covering Dofus. I'm not going to be covering like stuff that happened before the events of the series. It's going to be focused on the events of the 3 seasons and the OVAs and all of that jazz of the show. So Wakfu takes place in the world of 12, a planet in the larger cosmos of, well, this franchise that Ankama has built. The world of 12 has a bunch of different islands and archipelagos. It has a continent, which I cannot remember the name of right now. But there was also a big event that shaped how the land is seen during the events of Wakfu, and that was called Ogrest's Chaos. The entire world was basically flooded due to Ogrest's crying. And, yeah, it caused the continent to be kind of split up. I don't remember how much it was split up as well. Keep in mind, with all of these World of Wakfu, I'm pretty much going off of the top of my head with, like, maybe a couple notes here and there. But I'm not, like, looking up any, like, big information. Because I want to I want to go off the top of my head. I want to go from what I personally remember through watching the series. So yeah, the world has been split up, and there's all these different islands and whatnot, and it's pretty much a I don't want to use this term because it's the only term that's coming to mind, but it's kind of the term used for Ruby. Let's screw it. It's a remnant of its former self. So yeah, there's just a bunch of various lands and stuff, and it really helps this world that the series takes place on feel interesting. It feels unique, different from just our world. Even a lot of shows that take place on different worlds, like Ruby, as another example, with having remnants. It still feels very Earth-like. But the world of 12 doesn't. It actually comes across as very unique in its presentation, very different in terms of how it looks and how it feels. And of course, the unique character designs and all help with that. But the world of 12 has many different kinds of landscapes, just like pretty much any interpretation of the world. There are deserts, there are vast jungles, there are cities. There are plains and grasslands and forests and all of that. There's pretty much every kind of ecosystem you can think of. And throughout the course of Wakfu, we get to see a good amount of that. We get to see the deserts. We get to see the lush jungles. We get to see wastelands and forests and these rocky terrains and whatnot. And it really helps the world feel alive. You see, as you know, the title of this series is Why I Love Wakfu, and the world is definitely one of the reasons. The world of 12 helps Wakfu feel full. Even though we're following the adventures of one group of friends, the world itself feels vast. It feels like it's full of all of this life, because we get to see a lot of it. And even in the areas where there's not a lot of life happening, it's still just really, again, just to use the same term over and over, full. And even outside of that, there's other dimensions and stuff as well. Like we have the shushu dimension, which is basically hell, and we have the void dimension, where what's his face is put into Kilby, and then there's the other planet or whatnot where the rest of Yugo's people are, and all. There's just so much to this world that Ankama has built. It feels like something that was given a lot of time and energy into creating through its use in Wakfu and even its use in the other Krasmaz stuff. It just feels so... It just feels like it's this big, expansive place. And when watching the series, you feel like you're there. Every little movement of the grass, every little leaf blowing around, it feels like it's a place you're just experiencing with these characters. And it's like these are places that they know, and in some cases they visited before, like with Rule, having kind of been part of his job and all before. But you get to see all of these, whether through flashbacks, whether through their current adventures, and it's so diverse. You get to see how each different area has its own people, has its own traditions, its own creatures even. And it makes me think of some of those big video games like Skyrim or Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where it's part of the fun of those games is exploring the world. And part of the fun of this series, one of the big reasons I love this show so much, is because you feel like you're exploring the world. Even though you're not personally guiding it, like with those games I mentioned, you still feel like every bit of opportunity is being explored. You get to journey on the seas. You get to traverse the desert wasteland. You get to just experience everything in its glory. And I'm sure there's some places we have not visited in the 3 seasons in OVAs. But that's a good thing as well, because it makes it feel like, yeah, this world is so huge, so expansive, so full, that it's going to be impossible to explore it all. Even if a 4th season does come, I doubt we're going to see everything there is to see. And it's just like, I like that. I like that it's just that big. Yeah, overall, the world of 12 is a really fantastically designed world that the people who created this universe put time and effort into making feel real. It comes across as more than just this fictional planet inside of a cartoon. It feels like you're exploring it along with the Brotherhood of Tofu. Like when you go to the forests of the Sarida, the deserts, the Shushu dimension, when you go to everywhere, you feel like you're there, like you're experiencing it. You could close your eyes, feel the winds blowing through your hair. You could imagine what each of these different landscapes just smells like. I know that may sound weird, but like different landscapes in real life have different smells to them. They have different feels to them when you're walking alongside. And you could watch this series and you understand that, you get that, you feel that. And I mean, it may not be necessarily the best fictional world created in any kind of fiction, but it serves its purpose to the story to make it something that you just get immersed in, which is hugely important to any fictional content. Whether it be a game, an anime, a cartoon, a book, whatever have you. One of the biggest things you have to take into account is that you need to feel like you're getting immersed in the world. And Wakfu and the World of 12 pulls that off excellently. But those are just my thoughts on the World of 12. Tell me what you think of the world that Wakfu takes place in, as well as just the Krasmaz in general, down in the comments below. And thank you so much for tuning in. I am sorry that it took this long to get to the next one. Hopefully, the February episode of this will be early February. We'll have to see, though. I can't promise anything for sure. Either way, thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.